Billionaire Deepinder Goyal's Zomato. That name probably conjures up images of your last food delivery, right?
Definitely.
But lately, the story has taken a surprising twist. We're diving straight into why Zomato, after a significant hiring spree, suddenly laid off a large chunk of its customer support team.
Yeah, it's quite the turnaround.
You might be wondering, as we are, what's the real story here? How it impacts those who lost their jobs, and, what this could mean for Zomato's future. So buckle up, because we're about to unpack this.
What's fascinating from the get-go is the sheer speed of this reversal. Over 600 customer support executives hired just about a year ago.
Just a year.
Yeah, found themselves without a job in the first few days of April 2025. This wasn't a gradual process. It seems to have happened, quite suddenly.
Exactly. And to give you some context, these individuals were part of the Zomato Associate Accelerator Program, or ZAAP. Many likely saw this as a stepping stone, or a chance to build a career.
Right, that makes sense.
Instead, reports from Gurugram and Hyderabad indicate a very different reality.
The official word from the company points to poor performance and disciplinary issues as the reasons behind these layoffs.
Okay, the standard reasons often cited.
However, if we dig a little deeper, the increasing role of artificial intelligence in customer support emerges as a likely and perhaps, more significant driver.
Okay, let's talk about this AI piece. Zomato has clearly been making big moves in automation. Their AI-powered customer support platform, Nugget, has been rolled out.
Great, Nugget.
And the numbers around its usage are frankly astonishing.
They really are. Nugget is reportedly handling around 15 million customer interactions every single month.
15 million.
Wow. And here's the kicker. About 80% of all customer inquiries are now resolved by Nugget without any human intervention.
80%.
So, if we connect this directly to the layoffs, you can see how this technological leap is fundamentally changing Zomato's need for human customer support agents.
So AI isn't some distant future technology for Zomato. It's actively reshaping their workforce, like right now. And alongside this AI push, the company also cited cost-cutting as a factor in these layoffs. It seems like a classic case of seeking greater efficiency, now supercharged by AI capabilities.
Precisely. Companies are always looking to optimize, and AI presents a powerful tool for reducing costs, especially in areas like customer support that traditionally require a large human team.
But here's where the human story comes in, and it's quite different from the official narrative. We're hearing reports from those affected about being let go without prior notice or clear explanations.
Yeah, that part's tough.
This makes you wonder about the human cost of this rapid technological shift.
It certainly does. While companies prioritize efficiency, the sudden nature of these layoffs has understandably sparked negative reactions and a sense of unfairness among those impacted.
We even came across first-hand accounts online. One Reddit user shared their experience. They claimed they were fired for being late by an average of just 28 minutes over 3 months.
28 minutes average over 3 months.
Yeah. And what's particularly striking is their claim of strong performance metrics and no prior warnings. It really highlights the feeling of unpredictability and perhaps a lack of human consideration in these decisions.
That kind of account resonates with the broader concerns about how technology is being used in workplace management, doesn't it? When decisions affecting people's livelihoods are based purely on data, there's a real need for transparency, context, and, a sense of due process.
And it wasn't an isolated incident, apparently.
Yeah.
Across social media, you see similar sentiments, people feeling disposable, the idea that hard work means nothing in the face of these abrupt job losses. It really brings home the emotional impact.
These personal stories underscore the human cost when technological integration happens rapidly and, from the employee's perspective, maybe without sufficient communication or support.
Right.
The claims of broken promises regarding career growth within that ZAP program add another layer, too, as individuals likely join with certain expectations.
Yet now haven't been met.
Yes, really.
And the reported compensation doesn't seem to have softened the blow much. Many are reporting, like 1 or 2 months' salary without a notice period.
Oof, that's abrupt.
Then there's this almost surreal element, reports of some departing employees being told to leave with a smile.
Seriously, leave with a smile?
Yeah, it's a jarring contrast between the company's apparent desire for a positive image and the likely emotions of those who just lost their jobs.
That instruction, if accurate, could suggest a disconnect between the company's perspective and the lived experience of those being laid off. It might feel, I don't know, dismissive.
Yeah, dismissive of the very real challenges and emotions.
Oh.
Now let's pivot slightly to the financial side of the story. Interestingly, Zomato's net profit for the third quarter of their current fiscal year, that's Q3 FY 2024-25, actually saw a significant drop.
Oh, okay. How much?
Down 57% to Rs 59 crore. That's a considerable decrease from the Rs 138 crore in the same period last year. This kind of divergence often puts pressure on companies.
To find efficiencies. Yeah, that makes sense. That decline in net profit could certainly be a contributing factor to the cost-cutting measures we've been discussing. Companies facing profit pressures often look for ways to streamline.
However, it's not all negative on the financial front. Their revenue from operations actually showed impressive year-over-year growth. It jumped to Rs 5,405 crore from Rs 3,288 crore.
So revenue's up, but profit's down.
Right. So they're selling more, but their profitability took a hit.
That combination often points to rising costs or significant investments. In Zomato's case, their continued investments in AI, like Nugget, and maybe the ongoing costs with Blinkit, their quick commerce thing,
Right, Blinkit
could be contributing to this.
And here's a fascinating twist. Despite the news of these layoffs, Zomato's share price actually jumped by over 4% on April 2nd.
Really? The stock went up.
Yeah. It might seem counterintuitive. You'd think layoffs might signal trouble, but the market seemed to react positively.
You're right. It might seem surprising at first glance. However, this share price increase happened around the same time as news broke that Goldman Sachs acquired a significant stake in Zomato.
Ah, Goldman Sachs. Okay.
Yeah. Over 60 lakh shares, totaling a pretty substantial investment, like our 280.96 crore.
Ah, okay. So the market might be interpreting these layoffs as a move towards greater cost efficiency, making Zomato a more attractive investment for a major player like Goldman Sachs.
It could be.
It's almost like a vote of confidence in their long-term strategy, even amidst these workforce reductions.
Exactly. Analysts had even anticipated that Zomato's stock would be in the news due to both these developments. The market seems to be weighing the immediate impact of the layoffs against the potential for future profitability signaled by that Goldman Sachs investment.
So if we step back and look at the bigger picture for you, our listener, what are the key takeaways? We're seeing a really clear example of how rapidly advancing AI is impacting the job market, especially in customer service roles.
And if we connect this to broader trends, it's evident that increasing AI adoption isn't just a future possibility. It's actively reshaping workforces across various industries right now.
Yeah.
This raises significant questions for you to consider about the future of customer service jobs and the skills that will be valuable in a more automated world.
And it also brings up important questions about how performance is evaluated in this new landscape. We heard reports about these internal karma scores.
Karma scores, like gold or iron.
Yeah, described as potentially ranking employees based on AI-tracked metrics. While the specifics of what these scores measure and how they lead to termination decisions remain, well, unclear.
Very unclear.
It highlights the increasing role of algorithms in making significant judgments about individuals' careers. It makes you wonder about the fairness and transparency of such systems, doesn't it?
That's a crucial point for you to think about. The use of AI in assessing human performance needs careful scrutiny. While algorithms can process vast amounts of data, they might lack the nuanced understanding and contextual awareness that human managers can bring.
Right.
The idea of these karma scores influencing job security without a clear understanding of their underlying mechanics is certainly something to consider.
The timing, too. These layoffs coming so soon after the launch of their Nugget AI platform, it feels very deliberate.
Almost like the AI's capabilities directly enabled this reduction.
Exactly.
The strategic timing strongly suggests a conscious shift towards an AI-driven customer support model. While this could lead to significant cost savings and efficiency gains for Zomato, it also raises important questions for you about the company's long-term vision for its workforce and the broader social implications.
We also need to consider the potential ripple effects on employee morale for those who remain at Zomato. Right. Seeing a large number of colleagues suddenly lose their jobs can create uncertainty and anxiety. And what about Zomato's reputation in the long run, both as an employer and, well, as a company providing customer service?
Yeah, employee morale is definitely a crucial element. Significant layoffs can impact the remaining employees' sense of job security and their commitment. Reputationally, while investors might see cost efficiency as a positive.
The public perception matters too.
Right. Public perception of how a company treats its employees can also influence consumer choices. That simultaneous news of Goldman Sachs' investment creates a complex picture, suggesting that while some stakeholders see a positive trajectory, the human dimension remains significant for you to consider.
So to bring it all together for you, we've seen Zomato, a major name, undertake significant customer support layoffs shortly after a big hiring program. This move appears heavily influenced by their AI platform Nugget and a drive for cost reduction. However, this decision has been met with claims of unfair treatment and feelings of being disposable from affected employees.
Yeah, the contrast is stark.
Interestingly, the stock market reacted positively, likely buoyed by that Goldman Sachs investment, highlighting the complex interplay of tech, finance, and, well, the human cost.
This situation really highlights the multifaceted challenges companies face as they integrate advanced technologies like AI. It's not solely about efficiency and profits. There are substantial human and ethical considerations that businesses and you, as an informed observer, need to grapple with.
And that leads us to a final thought for you. As we see this increasing trend of automation in customer-facing roles, particularly in fast-paced industries like online delivery, what do you think is the right balance between the pursuit of efficiency and the well-being of employees?
It's a tough question.
What are the broader ethical implications of relying more and more on AI for tasks that have traditionally been handled by people? It's a complex issue, no easy answers, and one that will likely keep evolving. Now, if you've found this deep dive into Zomato insightful and want to stay on top of these kinds of stories,
Which you probably do.
make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss our next expedition. The evolution of Zomato and the wider integration of AI in service are definitely trends we'll continue to follow.